for the next 4 years, they're not having sex with men anymore. They're not going to have kids.
Wow.
They're not going to have them. Yeah, they're not going to have children with them. They're not going to be socializing with them. Essentially, decentering men altogether. So Tyler,
That's good.
an interesting update has been happening over the past couple of days, and I believe we've talked about this before on the show. The 4B movement. Do you happen to remember that by chance?
I believe we touched a little bit of it. I
Yeah,
believe
just
it was
past
something
shows.
that was happening in Korea.
In Korea, specifically
right?
South Korea. Yeah,
And
yeah.
like the women were essentially just swearing off.
Swearing off men
completely,
altogether. So
swearing off like having families with them and everything.
So for the audience, I'll kind of just do a little quick recap. 4B essentially started in Korea, I believe in 2019. It was their version of like the Me Too movement.
Okay.
And the four Bs are no marriage, no children, no dating, no intimacy.
Okay.
None. And they've actually upgraded it now. So there's like 2 more added on top of that. So there's no makeup. So like you can't buy any makeup, no fashion, no nothing like that, because they believe that plays into the patriarchy. And
okay.
the sixth thing is you must always be supportive of other women a part of the movement. So like no matter what, like you gotta have.
So
their backs.
no matter what.
Yeah, like you're on their side like all the time.
That's a little dramatic. Because what if commits murder?
Listen, man, that's your girl. That's your girl. That's it.
You got
you gotta be there for the sisterhood. So that's their whole thing. So that I believe that version is called the 6B4T movement, but the original was just the 4B movement. So now
what do these letters stand for? Do you know?
they're Korean. They're like Korean words. I can't pronounce them. So like I can't like go
Okay,
tell it. But like it stands for like a Korean.
Some type of
Yeah.
Alright.
So in America now, we just had a recent election come up. The Republicans won. And because of this, thousands of liberal women who voted for Kamala Harris
yeah.
have now sworn off. They're like, for the next 4 years, they're not having sex with men anymore. They're not going to have kids. They're not
Wow.
going to have them. Yeah, they're not going to have children with them. They're not going to be socializing with them. Essentially, decentering men altogether. Getting rid of them in their lives. Don't associate with them. I haven't seen something as crazy as
Get rid of them in their lives, bro?
I've seen something as crazy as this, wherein women are telling other women to abort their boy children. Literally,
No, that's wild.
Literally.
That's wild.
Because they're a boy, Tyler. Homie ain't even doing it. He's not even here
He's
yet.
not even born.
He's not even here yet.
He's not even
he didn't
born,
vote in the
bro.
election or nothing. He didn't do nothing to nobody. But what happened?
He didn't even ask to be here, bro. He was like, "Yo, I was chilling."
But that is how crazy some of the people in this movement have gotten. Now, I want to say this. In my personal opinion, what it had originally started off of, I think was a good thing, wherein the women of Korea probably they didn't feel like they had the rights that they believe.
They found some type of way.
Yeah, you know, and I have seen a couple stories in Korea of some really messed up things happening to the ladies out there, you know, just it really is a little bit different than how kind of like exactly, you know. So I understand where they're coming from. The thing is, in America, you have the rights.
It's not like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's saying, "Oh, they're gonna take our rights away." This,
Bro,
that,
they
the other.
can't do that.
What rights?
Yeah,
bro?
they can't do that.
Can anyone name anything that's gonna be
Take it away.
exactly? And then people bring up abortion, but it's just going back to the state.
Yeah.
They change it from being federal to just the state level.
And crazy enough, that was already done with the past. I guess the past people and all.
Yeah, legislation.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So this whole thing is it's kind of blown out of proportion now because, of course, the election just happened, and it is just a melting pot now of all these women who are trying to get on board. They're cutting their hair off. They're shaving their heads.
Are they getting the bean?
Yeah, man. The whole thing.
That's a part of the movement, the bean?
Well, I'm not sure if all of them are going to do that, but some of them have gone as far because the whole thing is just not being attractive to men. You know, just don't. That's why they're doing the whole no makeup thing, which I mean, I think most men don't want makeup anyway.
Yeah, to be honest,
So
it's
that's
funny.
actually kind of helping.
Because you said no makeup, and I'm like, I actually have no problem with that. Like, I have no problem with that. That was cool.
Yeah.
You can keep that one. Let's call it 1B. No makeup.
One be here, just no makeup. But a lot of guys are kind of making fun of it, and some people are even saying the fact that Trump won, that he ain't even in office yet, and he's already doing good because he's gotten women to essentially take into consideration their bodies and stop trying to go out there and just sleep with anybody.
Yeah.
Essentially changing the whole phase to no more now.
Wait. So that's like a thing. Like after Trump got into office, like that's a thing. Like the whole phase is now like.
Well, women are saying they don't want to sleep with men anymore. They don't want to sleep with us. They don't want to associate with us. And a lot of guys are like, well, we wanted you to do that anyway.
But I guess how I look at it is, I don't think it's taking away the whole phase. Because like, who's to say that? Okay, let's say in reality they do this for the whole 4 years, right? And then after this, a liberal president ends up coming into office after Trump leaves. So what? Once the liberal president come back in, I'm just assuming y'all gonna just restart up your ways. So it's like, yeah, you had a pause on the whole phase for 4 years, but then once you get who you want in office,
it's just for the 4 years.
Yeah, you're just gonna start back up.
Well, I see your point there, but the point still is made that he stopped it for the time being, I guess, right?
Yeah, I get. But at the same point, how I look at it,
it's like, a temporary stop.
Yeah, but like
a timeout.
Yeah, but no one's benefiting from it. It's not even, think about it, they were like this. It's not even like they're stopping and then like these women are like trying to find real mates to settle down with. They are just stopping anything with any man.
Well, I actually do think there's benefit from it because there's less abortions now.
Okay, yeah, I guess you can look at that. But I guess
that goes down.
I'm not looking at it. Yes, you are correct. So it's hard for me to argue that. Yes. I guess how I'm looking at it is just in terms of the whole phase. Because it's like, yeah, it pauses the whole phase. But like they're not gonna give any man any chance. A man still wants a girl, but these women aren't going for any man. So it's like, yeah, it cuts out the whole phase, but also just takes women off the market.
What you gotta understand, though, Tyler, it's liberal women specifically doing this. So there's still women who voted for Trump.
Yeah, true.
So there's still thousands, millions, better yet,
I guess
of women who are making fun of these ladies doing it. I've even seen videos of saying more for me. Like, fine, you don't want them, I'll take them.
Nah, I understand.
You know, so I get where you're coming from, but
I don't think it cuts out the whole phase. I just think, if anything, like these women just aren't sleeping.
All right, it might not fully cut it out, but I think it definitely limits it. Because if ladies are making decisions to not sleep around anymore, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, that's always a positive. That's a net positive.
Okay, yeah, I guess that is a net positive, but I just feel like women should make that decision because they're trying to find a good man, because they're trying to like settle down to get a family.
And that's the ironic thing that people are making fun of.
Not just because it's like, oh, because Trump's in office, I'm just.
But that's why people are saying he's doing good, because my man got in office, and all of a sudden now they're trying to go back to Christian values. All of a sudden now we're going to wait until marriage.
Why they really not? They're not waiting until marriage. No.
In my opinion, I don't even think the whole 4B thing was actually going to work.
They're not waiting until marriage. They're just waiting until there's a liberal in office. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like once a liberal in office, now all of a sudden I'm assuming
back to having kids again.
Exactly. I'm assuming this whole 4B movement will be over because you're upset because of who is in office. So once that person's out of office, I'm assuming you will go back to your old ways. Will you not? Because that's what it's insinuating.
In my eyes, I don't think it's going to work at all.
That's what it's insinuating.
I don't think it's going to work out.
Also, it'd be awkward if, like, okay, these 4 years is a Republican, and then...
the next 4 years is also Republican.
Yeah, so what, y'all just giving up 8 years of your life? You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing about it, Tyler. And that's the thing about it. Okay, cool. You can want to do the whole 4B movement thing. That's perfectly fine. But at the end of the day...
you got a 50-50 chance right now.
Not every woman doesn't want to have kids.
No, 100%.
And at the end of the day, you have a clock. So say you're 25 now, and you choose to do the whole 4B thing. 4 years,
29.
You're 29. Say hypothetically, we get another Republican president.
Because listen, bro, you have a 50-50 chance that it goes Republican or Democrat. It's like a coin flip in a way. So what happens if it goes in the other favor? Where you go wait another 4 years?
Another 4 years. Now you're 33, bro.
That's awkward.
How is that going?
And then what if he wins again? That's
another 4 years. That's another 4 years.
So what, you give him 12 years of your life
for nothing? For nothing.
That'd be awkward.
Off of just political views.
That'd be awkward. You'd be walking around with the bean lonely. That'd be so awkward, bro.
But that's the thing, Tyler, man. I think this is all talk, in my personal opinion. I believe the women of Korea were serious. I believe the women of America, they're just talking.
And you know what? I was gonna ask you this question. Essentially, do you really, and you kind of, I guess, already answered it, but I was going to ask you, like, do you really think that's going to be something that takes off here in America? I understand it happened in Korea, but do you really think that's something that the American women, that the American people are going to start adopting?
I think at the end of the day, it's just going to be talk.
Okay.
Talk is cheap.
Talk is cheap.
A lot of girls are online right now posting videos about them not sleeping with men, that they're going to decenter men, all that. Okay, cool. But will you actually pull through?
Will you actually do it?
Will you actually delete the dating apps? Will you actually go celibate for 4 years? I don't think that's actually going to be the case. In my personal opinion, I don't.
It's easier said than done.
I
man.
don't. I really don't. I don't think they have. I don't think they have it in them. I don't think they have it in them. They haven't proven to me that they can do it otherwise. And at the end of the day, I don't think this affects the majority of men because the majority of men aren't having sex anyway.
No, the majority of men are having sex.
It's like, all right, well, I mean, I wasn't getting none before. Well, what difference does it make that you don't want to give me none now?
Because also, what isn't it? I believe ages 18 to 25. This is where like
18 to 30.
Damn, it's 18 to 30 now.
18 to 30. Now.
It's like
it used to be 18 to 25, but now it's 18 to 30. It's going up.
I like the most sexless that we've been in years.
Yeah, most sexless and also not looking for relationships.
Also, just trying to be dolo.
63% of men aged 18 to 30 aren't even looking for relationships anymore.
Really?
Not even looking for, not interested, Tyler.
So just a dolo.
Yeah, just focusing on themselves. So you tell me more than half of us ain't even bothering with it anyway. Okay, yeah, you do your 4B movement, but what difference does it make? And it's, in my eyes, it's kind of a similar thing to what men were doing from like about 10 years ago. Have you heard of MGTOW before? Men, essentially, it's just men going their own way. So it's literally the same thing as this, but you just don't associate with women. You don't really talk to women. You don't sleep with them. You don't date them. No children, no marriage, no nothing. Now, me personally, I don't subscribe to that. But
nah, I can't. I mean, I might can do that for like a short period of time, but
yeah. I still like women.
Eventually, I'm a crack.
I can't.
Yeah,
and I am human enough, and which is where I don't believe these women are, to actually admit I can't go without.
Nah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could go a period without it.
Yeah, forever though.
But like forever,
no female like association. I can't talk to them. Look at
what's
nothing.
crazy? You know what's crazy?
I'll
go without it, but I'm still talking to them.
Yeah, I still associate.
Like I wouldn't just ignore them altogether.
People at the end of the day.
That's
why should I literally cut out 50% of the human population now?
Yeah.
Just because a man won an election. I don't seem right to me, to be honest with you. Just don't.
I also think like it's almost impossible not to talk to in case of these women. It's almost impossible not to talk to a man unless you just don't work. Because you're going to have to come across men either at your workplace, like whether they're a customer or you work with them.
I will say this, I understand where you're coming from, but I do believe there are ways to do it. Because I've heard of men, like literally like incel guys who literally go out of their way to not associate with women at all, even at their workplace, even at their jobs. So if they can do it, I wouldn't be surprised if women will figure out a way to just not associate with men too.
I think at this point, it just really just depends on what field you work in.
Yeah.
Because I think it's very hard. I mean, listen, to be honest, for a man, it might be easy. You just go to construction. Majority of construction is men anyway.
Yeah, true.
So, like, you could do that. Mm-hmm. But, like, I just think, especially nowadays with just how society is.
And even with construction, I do feel like eventually you'd come across one woman that you'd have to talk to.
Yeah, of course. Women do construction, too. Yeah. I'm just saying construction is predominantly male.
Yeah, true.
So you might have a higher chance. Mm-hmm. But my father does construction. Mm-hmm. I've been on sites and there are women there working. Exactly. So it's like it's a normal.
I think it's just unreal. It's a normal thing for both sides. In my opinion, Tyler, it's unrealistic. I don't think that you can fully disassociate yourself from men, and I don't think you can fully disassociate yourself from women.
No,
I just don't think that's something that you can do.
It's impossible.
It's just like
it's impossible,
and I don't think that's the solution to the problem.
Nah, I don't. I just think you're kind of just being a little bit bitter. I also think in this case, I think the women are just being a little bit dramatic.
Yeah,
I understand. Okay. The person that you wanted didn't win. Fair enough. There's a lot of people out there who are upset about the election.
Of course.
There's a lot of people out there who wanted, Kamala to win, and she didn't win. And, it's unfortunate, but it's like that's just how it that's just how it is. Like, you're not always going to get your way.
True.
Someone had to lose. Like,
literally,
it's not like
there's always a loser.
There's always a loser. It's not like they both could have won. Mm-hmm. It's just like sports, man. If anybody who walks sports know that there's a chance your team loses. Your team is the chances that your team goes undefeated all the time. It's just slim.
Yeah, it's very
so you just got to kind of like suck it up and you take it on the chin and keep it pushing. And I think especially with this election, it kind of just shows like, yeah, okay, the person that you wanted didn't win. I can understand why you're upset, but I think some of this is just like you're being a little childish. Like you're being just a little bit too dramatic. Like it ain't really got to be that serious.
Nah, because life goes on at the end of the day.
You know what? And that's the thing. It's like, bruh, the next day, bro, I forgot what day the election was on. Tuesday, or whatever. Tuesday.
Yeah. Last week Tuesday.
Bro, the next day I still got work.
Yeah, I still had school.
You know what I'm saying?
I still had to go to class.
Like the next day I still had to get up, get dressed, and like, yo, I have to show up to work.
Mm-hmm.
You still had to get up, shower, get your stuff together, and be like, well, I have class today.
I have assignments I got handed.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have responsibilities.
And thousands of other Americans did the same thing.
Yeah, so it's like, bro, you're gonna throw a fit and all this other stuff. It's like, but the world goes on. Days still move. Yeah. So you're gonna sit here and complain, or just like get up, accept it, take it on the chin, and then go take care of your business.
Yeah.
And majority of the time, like, yes, I understand. And I'm not really big into politics. You know much more than I do. I'm very naive when it comes to a lot of this stuff. But how I kind of look at it is like a lot of the times, like the stuff that they're doing doesn't immediately affect us. Mm-hmm. You know, it takes time for certain bills and things to pass. And I understand there are things that do affect us, of course. But like on a typical everyday, it's not like all of a sudden he got into office and now it's on some like dictator. Everybody must dress the same, must walk the same, must talk the same, must eat the same. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You ever heard of The Handmaid's Tale? Mm-mm. It's like a TV show, essentially like a dystopia where like women were seen as second-class citizens. They have no rights, essentially, just stuff like that. People were saying because, or if he wins, it's going to be The Handmaid's Tale. Currently, right now, that's actually the bestseller for this year because of that election.
Really?
Yeah. A whole bunch of people, or a whole bunch of women bought that book because the whole...
What they want to see.
Yeah, what's going to happen. Yeah, and it's just...
It's also crazy because he was president before, and how was it when he was president before? Was it like that when he was president? Like we can't act like we already whiffed for 4 years with homie.
Yeah.
How was it during those 4 years?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like...
Literally, Tyler. In my opinion, man, at the end of the day, kind of like closing out, I think... we got time?
Yeah, we got some time.
I think that... I think this is the wrong way to go. Our society in America right now is just so polarized and everyone's against each other. Doing this isn't going to further help either men or women kind of come together and be like a united nation per se, you know? I don't think this is helping anybody, frankly. This is just going to make more women upset with men, just more men upset with women. And it goes for both the MGTOW and the whole 4B thing at the end of the day.
I think they're both ridiculous.
It's just, you can't, I don't think, it just separates people. It separates you into these echo chambers where you hate one side, you know? And it can get out of hand to where you begin to see that entire gender is evil in my eyes, you know? Yeah. I've seen so many videos of, and if I was the type of man that was into the whole the MGTOW thing, if I was watching these clips of these women constantly like saying bad things about men, it would reaffirm what I have. It would reaffirm my belief system of women are evil, that I shouldn't associate with them and all, and I shouldn't. But I see it and I kind of feel bad because I'm like, yo, why do you have these thought processes? Do you not have like a good man in your life, a good father figure? No good guy has come to where you can see some usefulness in men? Nothing at all? I don't get that, man. I don't get that at all.
I know, but I guess this is the bad thing about social media. I just think we are very heavily influenced by social media. So because of that, you know, somebody might say and this goes for both men and women. Because I know like the red pill community is a huge thing, and a lot of men kind of really ascribe to that in terms of like really hardcore following that. Yeah. You know, you hear certain stories, you see certain things, and you kind of take those experiences that someone else has been through as your own in a way. Yeah,
you begin to take those things onto yourself, and that's not you didn't experience them,
but you internalize it.
Yeah.
And you know, seeing that over and over and over and over, I think it kind of just gets ingrained in your mind to the point where now sometimes it's hard to see the other side. It's hard to really accept the other side.
It's like propaganda, man.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing a young lady like cry under the desk or like hide under the desk because she was afraid that she was gonna get her rights taken away. And I'm thinking to myself, what rights are you going to lose?
Yeah.
I mean, you're in school, so you have an education. If anything, I feel bad for the women of Afghanistan. They can't go to school at all. They have no rights. Like those women have no rights. Yeah. The women in America, they have rights. Yeah. So what rights are you going to lose? You can abort your kid if you truly wanted to. You can divorce your husband if you truly wanted to.
Correct.
You can own property. You can own homes. You can have your own credit card, your own bank. Career. You can vote. Career. You can join the military. You can have a career. You can go to... So what rights are going to get taken away? None. That's the answer.
I just think that was just a response to what happened because a lot of women just weren't happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an emotional thing at the end of the day. And if anything, this election's really just opened my eyes to... The left tells themselves that they're the good side, that they're the side that's welcoming and opening and loving and all that. If this election has shown me anything, some of the worst things I've ever heard in the last couple weeks is from them. I've never heard a man say you should kill a girl, the baby girl who's in their mother's womb,
wild, bro.
Because she's a girl, Tyler.
That's wild, bro.
But I saw a woman say it. Get rid of the baby boy because you don't want to raise any more men. What on earth? Why would you even?
Yeah. Why is that even a conversation?
But that's what we got to deal with sometimes. That's the type of people that are on that side.
I'll say this, man. Well, we got 4 years.
Yeah, facts. We'll see how it goes.
Let's see what actually happens.
Let's see how it goes.
Let's see what actually happens. Let's see if something drastic happens. Let's see if the Republicans really are the bad people.
True.
Or, by the end of the day, no one, whether you want Trump to win or you want him to lose, can really say or know what's going to happen within these 4 years.
Yeah.
Because only time is going to tell.
Whether or not the decision was a good one.
Or a bad one, we'd have to figure out.
We'll find out in 4 years.
Figure out in 4 years, Who knows? Maybe the country was wrong. Maybe Trump shouldn't have won, Or maybe the country was right. Maybe it should have.
Maybe it'd be better off, yeah.
Maybe we're better off. But truly, at the end of the day, we will never know.
I just think it's an
end of these 4 years.
And coming off of the back of that, I think it's just like a little bit of an overreaction. We should kind of let it play out before
we start saying things.
Yeah. But the guy hasn't even been in office yet, and we're crying out like the world's gonna end. Yeah. Ruining relationships, ruining families. Yeah. I've seen people say they're not gonna talk to family members no more because of this, and it's just like people lose their friends because I can't imagine, Tyler, if me and you happen to vote differently, I'm like, yeah, bro, I can't associate with you no more. What?
Yeah, that's wild. Imagine. It's like, yo, bro, I'm moving out.
I saw a woman say her friend of 14 years because they voted for Trump, she didn't want to talk to him anymore. And her friend was like, are you really going to throw away our friendship? Yeah. 14 years, Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
14.
Sure. We're done.
It's like time means nothing, but that is the unfortunate reality of where politics has taken us. People take it so seriously for these politicians who don't even know you at the end of the day that you'll throw away your friendships, your family members, just because they don't have the same thought process as you, the same mindset. Can't fathom it, Tyler.
It's crazy. We are coming to the end of the show. Around this time, we usually give advice. Trey, you have any advice you want to?
I think everyone should have an open mind. Mm-hmm. Have an open mind, man. There are other perspectives out there besides your own. And if you have an open mind, you can learn a thing or two, learn a new thing. Just because you have an open mind doesn't mean you have to actually take those ideas.
Of course.
But you can at least think about them, consider them, see where the other person's coming from, and not just shut it down automatically. Yeah. So that's what I would say, man. Have an open mind. A big reason to why I'm able to get along with so many people is because I at least hear out their ideas when they kind of come to me, and they see me as like a reasonable human being. So just have an open mind. That's my advice.
I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of you. Kind of say something similar, really. Obviously have an open mind, but to kind of go a little bit further in that, I would just say also like take time to learn the other side.
Yeah, definitely. Do your research.
Whatever that is. Not even just politics, but in everything. I think it's good to know the other side, know the side that you don't like, and kind of see where they're coming from. And I'm not saying you have to agree, because you can learn the other side and actually maybe not even like them more. Mm-hmm. But it's like the fact that you took the time to really see what that other side is coming from, see maybe how their thought process is. Because, as people, we all think differently. We all are different creatures. We're all different, so we all think differently. Yep. So to kind of see where maybe someone else's thought process is, maybe how they might interpret certain information, see where they're coming from. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's bad. I think now you also just have a better understanding of that person and maybe of the whole situation as whole.
True. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely keep an open mind and, you know, don't be afraid to look at the other side.
Definitely, man.
So thank y'all for listening.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate you guys continue to rock with us.
For real.
Check us out on Instagram. That's going to be NOA_podcast. We are available on YouTube, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. Yeah. Just type in NOA Podcast. We're the first thing that pops up. If you listen all the way to the end, thank you so much. We appreciate
you,
the
man,
love
for real.
that you guys continue to show us really on a weekly basis. Check out NOA Adventures as well, which is our vlog page. Show us some love on there. Thank y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all. Y'all take care.
Have a good one.